The breaking news is that Sonam Raghuvanshi has admitted to committing the crime of killing her own husband, a husband of only 2 weeks, the one that she'd been married to exactly a month ago. On the 11th of May, they were on their honeymoon in Shillong, is when she executed a plan that was premeditated. This was a pre-planned murder. Just 4 days into her marriage is when she had decided to execute this plan. This plan was plotted with the help of her lover. Her lover is Raj Kushwaha, and along with the help of him and his friend Vicky, along with basically there were 3 contract killers. She had promised to pay them 20 lakh rupees for executing this plan. There are also sources that are suggesting from what the police sources are saying is that she had even gone to the extent of saying that she'll push him herself if the contract killers fail to do their job. That is what she had planned to do in order to get rid of the man. Do remember that the family of Raja Raghuvanshi, the brothers, have claimed that the mother even knew of the relationship that she had with Raj, how she did not want to get married to Raja, but because of perhaps the societal pressure of marrying into, so because of the fact that the man Raj Kushwaha was working in the family business. He wasn't of the same financial background that Sonam Raghuvanshi and her family belonged to, and which is why the mother disapproved of the relationship. Do remember, he was also younger to her. He was all of somewhere between 20-21 years of age. In fact, all the people who have executed and plotted this murder have been between the age of 20 to 25, and that is how young they are. They plotted this murder. The 3 contract killers who met the newlyweds on that trek. They were very close to the hotel from where they checked out at 5:30 in the morning on the 23rd. They left the hotel. This is Sonam, who had planned this trek, and while they were on the trek, there was a tourist guide who had approached the couple asking if they required any kind of help, and it is the testimony of that tourist guide that really led the police to cracking this case. Do remember that they had evidence right from the very onset, from the very beginning, but they had kept things under wrap in order to basically nab the people involved. It is the police that went ahead and arrested the 3 people, because it is a tourist guide that said that the newly married couple were along with 3 other men. These are the contract killers, and that is when the police got tracking, reached the 3 contract killers who were in different parts of the country between Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, nabbed the 3, arrested the 3, and only after that, the very next day, is when Sonam surrendered. Do remember that she was found in Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh. She had reached this dhaba at 3 o'clock in the morning. But before all this happened, she had made her way back to her hometown of Indore after committing the crime. She had taken a taxi from Cherrapunji to Shillong. From Shillong, she took another taxi to Guwahati. From Guwahati, she apparently took a train to Indore. And she stayed in Indore for a couple of days. She stayed with Raj Kushwaha, or at least spent some time with Raj Kushwaha, before she made her way out of Madhya Pradesh to Uttar Pradesh. It is in Uttar Pradesh from the dhaba when she called her family, got in touch with her family, spoke to them using the phone of the dhaba owner. It is when the dhaba owner informed the police on the behest of the family of Sonam, is when the Uttar Pradesh police came to that dhaba, arrested her. In fact, they said the police has gone on to confirm that she surrendered. She also went on to claim that she was a victim in the case, that she was drugged and she was brought to Uttar Pradesh. But now she has finally confessed to the crime of killing her own husband. Chilling details emerging in this case, which has got everyone very, very shocked. The nation is shocked to know that this woman who married this man, she could have left him, she could have run away with her lover, she could have perhaps run away before getting married or even after getting married, but she decided within 4 days of being married to execute a plan to kill the person that she had married just 4 days ago. The family, of course, has gone on to, so far they were unsure. The mother had gone on to say that the relationship between the two was very good. They had no issues. There were no problems. The mother continued to say that everything was good and all was well. But, of course, questions were being raised as to the kind of jewelry that they carry, the newlywed carried on that holiday, on that honeymoon. Because, when you do go on a holiday or a honeymoon, jewelry is something that's the last thing that you want to carry with you. You don't want that kind of responsibility. You leave all that behind. And of course, so money and jewelry is something that they carried on that honeymoon. 10 lakh rupees worth of jewelry is what the newly wed man was wearing, and that is being questioned as to where is that jewelry. Perhaps that was being used in order to pay off the contract killers who are as young as between 20 to 25 years of age. But now finally Sonam Raghuvanshi, after claiming that she was drugged, after claiming that she was innocent and had no role to play, the family also saying that perhaps she had no role to play, but also we did hear the mother and the brother say that if she is guilty of this crime, she should be hanged. That is what the family has been saying over the past 2 days. But here we have visuals on the screen. That is the funeral of, the visuals of Raj being there at the house of Raja Raghuvanshi along with the father of Sonam. Saurabh joining us to get us the very latest. Sonam has finally confessed. Sonam finally cracks down and confesses, cracks under the pressure after playing that victim card. Now she has gone ahead and confessed to the crime.
Yes, that's what my colleague Mukesh Singh Sengar is reporting. And of course, this is a confession before the police. However, the police will need to do is, if there is a confession, they would have to record it in front of a magistrate. And that's something that's got evidentiary value, because usually confessions before a police investigation team does not hold evidentiary value. It helps in investigation. It is something that would help the police get more remand to also try and get more details on the case. But again, a confession is treated valid during the trial is when it has been recorded in front of a magistrate, which is of course what is going to happen once perhaps the police get custody, and they will then record a statement before a magistrate. It's done under a specific section of the criminal law. But obviously the police have a lot of evidence against Sonam Raghuvanshi. They have CCTV footage. They have the the GPS location of the bike. They have all of all the location of the other stuff that is that has been collected in terms of evidence, the murder weapon. They have CCTV footage of all of this. All of the visits to various spots. In fact, the police have identified the murder spot as well, which is the Waisidong Falls, viewpoint, which is an isolated, abandoned viewpoint at this point. It's not a place that people visit because of some local issues. But that's where the police believe the murder was, done.
Right,
with the help of accomplices.
The big question
and Sonam Raghuvanshi
that
was the
she has confessed to this crime. This is while she was being questioned by the SIT even before she was produced in court.
Like I said, of course, there is a lot of evidence against her, and of course, that evidence would be presented to her, some of it during questioning. And my colleague Mukesh is, of course, reporting that, yes, she has confessed before the police. However, a confession before the police is a document that is not treated with much value during the trial. What's treated a confession in terms of a confession before a magistrate, which is done under a specific section of the law, is what is treated as evidence during the trial. So this is a good step. This is a good step for the police investigation to move forward. The police will have to present all that evidence. They're likely to mention it when they produce Sonam Raghuvanshi before court. And of course, in that remand application, they're likely to say that she has confessed before the police. And of course, the police already have a lot of evidence that points to her direct involvement, including, like I said, CCTV footage, including all of this. So Sonam Raghuvanshi's confession before the police is something that the police will use to get the remand. But again, they will have to redo a statement before a magistrate to be able to use it at the trial stage, which is what the police would be looking at during their investigation. That is to build a charge sheet to ensure that she's punished, and that is process. What, however, is important at this stage is that the police say, and as my colleague Mukesh also has been reporting, is that she has confessed to her crime before the police during investigation, during interrogation, and that's something the police are likely to mention in the remand application as well.